I'm Shay Simon.
And I'm Aaliyah Wilkerson.
In Florida, Highway Patrol is reporting 3 people have died in a crash on Interstate 95 near the Indian River exit. 2 vehicles collided last night at about 6 p.m. not far from mile marker 143 after a Ford Mustang, which was headed northbound, crossed the median and entered the southbound lanes where it collided with a 2012 Cadillac SRX. 3 people died and 1 person survived the crash.
Well, it was a day like no other in Tallahassee after an Instagram post brought many to the Capitol to protest against a well-known white supremacist group. Multi-skilled journalist Belinda J. Wesley got a first-hand look at the action.
The crowd in uproar, fighting against everything that surrounds hate, racism, and bigotry, showing white supremacy is unwelcomed in Tallahassee. League of the South, a white supremacist group, brought in the new year with a rally at the Capitol.
Are you the superior race?
Southern Poverty Law Center says the league capitalizes on intimidation and political violence. President of LOL's Michael Hall explains he wants Florida to change.
The South would be better off as its own nation and not ruled by either party from Washington, D.C. We believe in local self-control.
Tyler Watkins, a member of the LOS group, was recently arrested in Florida and charged with beating a man almost to death at the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville in August.
If you're hearing all this sound, that is the protesters from multiple groups here at the historical Tallahassee Capitol, where, as you can see behind me, the white supremacist group has just came and police have already made a barricade, like a line where they are not able to cross over for safety reasons.
Because they're white supremacists and they're here to spread their white supremacist values, to celebrate Confederate monuments, and we're here to say that's simply not who we're here.
By the final hour, protesters had LOS surrounded by both ends and outnumbered them by many. In Tallahassee, Belinda J. Wesley, News 20.
Rallies such as this have been held in multiple areas across the southern region of this country. Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum has come out to support legalizing recreational marijuana. With more on that, we go to Ashley Flete, who is live right here in the studio.
Yes, and he did so via tweet, Aaliyah. He tweeted, "Legalize it, tax it, use the revenue to fix Florida's public schools." Gillum is the only candidate for governor who has advocated for full legalization of the drug. And not far behind him is candidate Philip Levine, who decriminalized marijuana as mayor of Miami Beach, and Orlando businessman Chris King, who asked for a special legislative session to pass medical marijuana laws just last year. Florida voted to allow medical marijuana in 2016, and that's all the information I have for you now. Live in the studio, I'm Ashley Flete. Now back to you at the desk.
Thanks for that report, Ashley. You may have seen the volunteers around town, and now their hard work has paid off. The amendment to restore felons' voting rights is officially on Florida's 2018 ballot, thanks to the almost 800,000 Floridians who signed the petition and the Floridians for a Fair Democracy Committee. Citizens will now vote on if voting rights will be restored to felons who have completed their sentences, parole, probation, and paid restitution. The Voting Restoration Amendment will appear on the ballot as Amendment 4, and if passed, will apply to more than 1.5 million Floridians, excluding murderers and sex offenders. City Commissioner Gil Ziffer is dropping out of Tallahassee's 2018 mayoral race, he announced via statements to the media. His announcement comes as rumors swirl that Florida State Senator Bill Munford is being groomed for the role. Ziffer has thrown his support behind Munford and has gone so far as to endorse him in an interview with the Tallahassee Democrat. He will not be running for re-election as city commissioner after 9 years at the post and is calling this the end of his political career. Ziffer said he had no intention to run for any office again.
If you ever wanted to ride a bike without the hassle of a huge financial responsibility, well, look no further. Tallahassee's new bike share program is one that is forcing people to keep up the pace from their phones. Pace by pace, rack by rack, place by place. Pace Bicycles is a new bike sharing initiative.
I actually ridden them last week.
People in Tallahassee are anxious to take a ride, whether it's night, rain, or shine.
I downloaded the app called Pace Bike. What you do is you're gonna go outside, you're gonna find a bike. So once you find a bike, you're gonna sync it. So you sync your information to the bike, and so it unlocks. So when it unlocks, it says ready to go.
Pace bikes are equipped with all the bells and whistles. According to Elena Baum, the goal is to keep residents as active as possible.
Tallahassee is one of the few large cities in the country that doesn't have a bike sharing program, so that's one piece. Second is with FSU right here, as well as the state capitol, we thought there would be a great appetite for biking and bike sharing to reduce congestion for traffic and parking, as well as promote a healthy kind of lifestyle for residents and tourists.
It costs $1 for 30 minutes, and if you want to stay connected, it's just a click and a download away through the app on your device. According to Elena, the company is continuing to develop new ways to please their customers. I actually had the opportunity to hop on a Pace bike, and it was an exhilarating experience, definitely an exercise I will continue to use. We will have a preview of what's expected in the State of the Union address, also the latest in international news, weather, and sports. Stay tuned, you're watching News 20.
Hello there. This portion of our show is called Brewing Brews, and I'm Angelicia Bruton. Let's find out what's brewing in international news. Up first, in Hong Kong, opposition leaders and lawyers are voicing outrage that the government has barred democracy activist Agnes Chow from standing in an upcoming by-election. Hundreds rallied over the weekend in support of Chow. Her political party said she was disqualified because she campaigns for self-determination for Hong Kongers. Chow was a leading student activist in the Umbrella Movement. She's now the 13th politician barred for standing for office. And in Mexico, a minor who had been missing since January 23rd was found alive. Marco Antonio Sanchez disappeared after being detained by police in Mexico City. Authorities found him roaming around the streets in Mexico. Local media reported he was found with injuries on his face and he couldn't remember his name. Authorities arrested 2 police officers in relation to this case. The tennis superstar is the first man ever to win 20 Grand Slam titles. Federer called the victory the continuation of a fairy tale and choked back tears as he thanked the crowd. After a 5-year drought, the 36-year-old has now won 3 majors in the past year. That's what's brewing today. I'm Angelicia Bruton. Now here's a look at your entertainment news.
Good evening and welcome to eLive, where you get the latest in entertainment news. I'm Kayla Lawson. Chrissy Teigen knows there's a lot of personality in her daughter Luna, but she's hoping her second baby with husband John Legend gets a little more of dad style this time around. I hope baby 2 is like John a lot, the model said on the red carpet at the Clive Davis pre-Grammy Gala on Saturday in New York. Baby Luna's more like me, and I realize I can be difficult, she added with a laugh, but Legend isn't bothered by having 2 Chrissies in the house. I'm very much in love with my wife and my daughter, so if the next baby has any of their characteristics, I'll be very happy, he said. The twosome is expecting their second child together later this year. Teigen revealed Sunday night via an Instagram post that baby number 2 will be a boy. Calling some of the shots in the Carter clan. The first family of music turned heads on Sunday as they attended the 2018 Grammy Awards together, and it seems Little Blue had to keep her superstar parents, Beyonce and Jay-Z, in line. Footage from the ceremony showed the little girl motioning for her parents to quiet down as they applauded while Camila Cabello gave a moving speech. As the couple clapped, Blue was shown putting up her hand and gesturing towards both her mother and her father. It's no question who calls the shots in this family. That's all for your entertainment news today. I'm Kayla Lawson. You're watching TV 20.
Welcome back. I'm Michaela Sherman here with your weather report. Now let's get into this 5-day forecast. Tuesday will be mostly sunny with our high being 56 and our low 32. Wednesday will be also sunny, the temperature rising just a tad with a high 62 and a low 39. Wednesday we have a high of 66 and a low of 51. Our Friday's high will be a high of 61 and a low of 37. And Saturday our high will be 63 and a low of 45. That's all we have for our weather. We'll be right back after this break.
Welcome back. I'm Brandon Jones here with the sports. The Florida State men's basketball team picked up a huge win this weekend against the Miami Hurricanes. 6 different Noles finished with double-digit scoring in a game that was decided in overtime. Phil Kofer led the Noles with 21 points and 8 rebounds. With the win over the Canes, Florida State improves to 16-5 on the season and 5-4 in the ACC. They'll travel to Wake Forest Wednesday to take on the Demon Deacons. The men's team for Florida A&M also picked up a win this weekend against Hampton University. That gives them back-to-back victories in a season where wins haven't come by the easiest. Marcus Barham led the Rattlers in scoring, putting up 24 points in 34 minutes of action. Forward Desmond Williams contributed 19 points to go along with 7 boards. FAMU remains in Virginia to take on Norfolk State tonight at 8 p.m. A 3-game win streak could be just what they need before returning home Wednesday to face Savannah State.
For Michaela and Brandon, I'm Shay Simon.
And I'm Aaliyah Wilkerson.
Thanks for watching News 20.